looks more put together than Amy does in jeans, tennis shoes, and casual ponytail. But Steve promised Amy a troll to dissect today. No way is she getting formaldehyde on good clothes. "I'm fine, Grandma," Amy says, trying to give a reassuring smile. Why should she care how she and Beatrice got better? The important thing is that they are better. Says Beatrice. As they resume walking, a shiver runs down Amy's spine. But she shakes her head, and it's as though her apprehension is swept away by invisible hands. Her mood lifts, and she takes a sip of her coffee. It's delicious, and she finds herself smiling. They pass under some scaffolding. Construction has stalled, and there are no workers about. Across the street, a park appears. Off in a corner of the park, Amy notices a woman in garb that looks vaguely priestessy talking to a group of camera-toting tourists. A bus bearing the slogan "City of Gods Tours" is idling on LaSalle a few feet away. For a minute, Amy gawks, but then she shakes her head. Scientists, the military, and tourism are the only things keeping Chicago afloat. "This is the place I was telling you about," says Beatrice. "Lovely spot for a coffee break." The park is pretty. There is a gentle bluff in a wide-open clearing. At the top are semicircular half walls made of smooth stone, sheltering a seating area. At the center is a statue commemorating the fallen firemen, police officers, and city council members who died defending the city. Following her eyes, Beatrice whispers, "Some people said it should be a statue of Steve. That man is golden in this town. If he doesn't run for mayor..." She shakes her head. But Amy's eyes have alighted on the 4 men sitting at the bottom of the statue. There is Steve, Brett, and Bryant, but it's the last person that makes her smile. "Look, Grandma, it's Bohdi Patel. I thought he was in the Marines." Beatrice taps her chin. "Oh, he was, but he was discharged. Something about a bum spleen." "Let's go sit with them," Amy says as they approach the gentle sloping walkway that leads up to the seating area. "I'd like to talk to him." Says Beatrice. "That boy..." She tisks. Amy bites her lip, a little nervous, as they cross toward the bottom of the stairs. To most people, Loki isn't the person who saved the world from a mind-warping source of infinite magical power bent on world domination. Instead, he is a psychopath who took out a large portion of the city, its defenders, and thousands of civilians. Most of those who know of Amy's association with Loki do not care for her, or even feign respect. She smiles ruefully. Bohdi has as much reason, or more than most people, to hate Amy. But when she'd woken up in an unfamiliar bed after her miscarriage, in a haze of blood loss, the first thing she'd seen was Bohdi's eyes on her. Framed by startlingly long lashes, they were warm, wide, innocent, and earnest. "Hi," he whispered. And then he'd taken her hand in his. She'd followed the motion with her eyes. Leaning closer, Bohdi whispered, "I lied and told them we were married." He licked his lips nervously. "I'm sorry, I just had to make sure." He stammered, "I'm glad you're okay." And then his face had gone a little pale, and his eyes had opened wider. "I mean, you're not okay, but I'm sorry." Amy had squeezed his hand. She didn't know Bohdi really, but she was grateful he was there. She felt lost, empty, and alone. His hand was like an anchor to humanity, and the look of concern on his face was like a balm. If he could care if she lived or died, she could care. And if he could forgive her, then she could forgive herself. She dozed off a few minutes later, but she remembers waking a few more times after that, just briefly, to see him sitting there, hand still in hers, gazing at her intently, Beatrice standing just behind him. Now, as she and Beatrice approach the first of the stairs, she begins to hear the murmur of the men's conversation, and she has a little flutter of panic. What must Bohdi think of her? He's a nice Indian boy, probably from a nice Indian family, even if he can't remember them. All of his compassion in the moment aside, what must he think of her getting knocked up by the guy who wiped his memory? Beatrice and Amy